Project management is an excellent career, and it's definitely one where you will be considered by your peers to be as good as your track record. So the question inevitably arises as to why bother with certification? So in this video, I want to give you 4 good reasons to go for certification of one kind or another, and 5 tips to help you along the way. I think the principal reason why people go for certification is because recruiters need a shorthand to evaluate your capabilities. And certification certainly gives them that. It gives them evidence, objective evidence, about a minimum standard of competence. But there are plenty of other good reasons why we go certification, to my mind better, and those exclude another reason why a lot of people do it, which is pride. So here are my 4 favourite reasons for going for certification. Firstly, because it provides an opportunity for structured learning. As a professional, you need to keep learning at all times. And certification gives you a way to approach your learning in a highly structured way with a very clear outcome at the end of a program of learning. And while we're talking about learning, it also, for many certification programs, leads you into requirements for continuing professional development, which provides you with that little kind of push to keep you learning through your career. Secondly, I think certification gives you a benchmark, a point in your career, a milestone which marks a specific level of skill and learning. And I think we all need that. We all need to know how we're doing and to get a sense that we have achieved something. And my third reason is recognition from your peers. Yes, your peers will measure your capabilities largely on your track record, but they will also look at the qualifications you hold as a measure of the professional that you are. And my final reason for thinking seriously about some form of qualification or certification is that many of them lead you to membership of a professional organisation and all of the benefits that come with that, whether it's fellowship and access to events, or whether it's access to their knowledge bases, to their publications, or indeed participation in developing the profession through their special interest groups. So certification is a good thing, but it's also a hard thing to achieve. In fact, the more worthwhile the certification, then by and large, the harder it is to achieve. So you're going to have to sign up for lots of hard work, and of course, the hard work of maintaining your qualification after you've achieved it through continuing professional development for many of the qualifications. So it's a big decision to make. So what then are my 5 top tips for project management qualifications, whether it's determining whether to take one or making the best of it once you've achieved it? Tip number 1. When you want to decide whether to take a project management qualification, and indeed if you decide to, which one to take, do it the project management way. Build a business case. I've done a video before on how to produce a project proposal, so take those ideas and create your own project proposal for taking a qualification. In fact, in that video, I almost certainly said that if you're going to build a business case, you shouldn't just compare the option of doing it against the option of not doing it, but look at multiple options. And there are a number of different qualifications that you could take. Compare them all on a like-for-like basis. And remember, whilst qualifications will give you access to career benefits that might get you either jobs you wouldn't otherwise have had or promotions you might desire, business cases aren't built solely on the financial benefits and costs. So look beyond the immediate financial cost of taking the qualification and the immediate financial benefit of achieving it. Look at the other factors too. Tip number 2. Lots of people ask, should I do this qualification? Should I do that qualification? Should I get qualified? The answer is highly contextual. Look at the region and the geography and the industry sector you aspire to work in, because each of those will have its own preferences. Talk to hiring managers, to HR professionals and to project managers in that sector, in that geography, to find out what's valued there. Because what's valued in one part of the world may be very different to what's valued elsewhere. What's valued in the engineering industry may be very different to what's valued in the IT industry or in the public sector. So do your research and feed that into your business case. Tip number 3 is about the value of the professional network that comes with the certification. Because it's all too easy to get your certificate and then get on with your life, get on with your work, and forget that getting the certification almost certainly entitles you to join a professional organisation or to take part in a professional organisation. You will have recognition from the other members, and the more you get involved, then the more value that certification will have to you, not just in terms of networking and not just in terms of learning and growth, but in terms of a sense that you are a professional member of a community, and therefore there is that sense of pride in what you've achieved. Tip number 4 is to stay on top of your continuing professional development requirements. Many organisations that accredit certifications require you to do some form of continuing professional development or refreshment as part of the certification maintenance requirements. So unless you want all the work you've undertaken to get your certificate to be wasted 3 or 4 or 5 years hence, then keep up with it. Budget for the time, budget for the expense of continuing to learn. Be aware of what the requirements are, and above all, keep your own continuing professional development record. It may be that the organisation that has issued your certificate also has an electronic record keeping mechanism, rather as the PMI does for PMPs and CAPM candidates. However, if it doesn't, then make sure you have your own effective system, and you're a project manager, so creating an effective system will be nice and easy for you. And my 5th tip is cross-training. If you've got a certification in, let's say, a traditional predictive plan project management methodology like PRINCE2 or PMP, or from the IAPM or the Association for Project Management, whichever one you've got, then think about whether it's of value to you to gain additional certifications further down the line from other organisations, or indeed to cross-train and learn some agile methodologies and get some agile certifications. And likewise, if you're an agile practitioner, maybe you are a Scrum Master or a Scrum Product Owner, then perhaps it's worth also thinking about certification from organisations like the IPMA or the PMI or the APM or the IAPM or a PRINCE2 qualification. And let's not forget that some of these organisations like the PMI and like PRINCE2 offer certifications both in predictive traditional project management, for example, the PMI's PMP qualification and CAPM qualification, or the core PRINCE2 foundation and practitioner qualifications, but they also offer qualifications in agile methodologies like the PMI's PMI ACP qualification or PRINCE2 Agile. These 5 tips have been inspired by our Kindle exclusive ebook, Certification for Project Managers. In that ebook, I cover 5 topics. Project management qualification. Should I or shouldn't I? The PMI's Premier Qualifications. PMP versus CAPM. PMP certification. What you need to know. PRINCE2 certification. Everything you need to know. Agile certification. Your guide to the large array of agile qualifications. There are also 4 detailed appendices. Appendix 1. PMI Education Contact Hours and PDUs, your essential guide. Appendix 2. The PMI Talent Triangle, a guide for members and non-members. Appendix 3. What is new in the PMBOK Guide 6th edition, the changes. And Appendix 4. The PMI's Agile Practice Guide. What you need to know. There are links to the ebook in the description below. Please do take a look at it if it's of interest to you. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please do give us a thumbs up. And why not subscribe to our channel and hit the bell to get notifications so you don't miss anything. And in the meantime, I look forward to seeing you in the next one.